Welcome back to Wrenching with Grandpa. The auto channel for us, those of us who are still having trouble getting in and out of our cars, as well as fixing them. Hey everybody, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Unexpected insect. The holidays, Kwanzaa, Christmas, whatever. The season's here. Mass consumerism everywhere. Be careful with what you buy. Don't max out those credit cards. It'll cost you big time. I think this year I asked Santa for some place to put all the stuff I got. You know, but that's like a spring cleaning project for Grandpa, because I got a lot of stuff I need to just have disappear. The weather this weekend in the southeast has been cold and rainy and just kind of extremely humid. Not real advantageous for one to come out and do anything, at least until now, which is like mid to late afternoon on Saturday. We've gotten a break in the rain, but the humidity is like 80% maybe. I've got a fan going on the engine compartment of the old girl right now because everything is covered in condensation, all of the aluminum and chrome, and so we're trying to dry the garage out a little bit with the humidity. And I thought, you know, this isn't really the opportune or best time to shoot coatings, but it can be done. So let's see what I've been up to this afternoon. Now, as you may have known if you've been keeping an eye on me at all lately, we continue with trying to upgrade the interior components of the daily driver, the Widowmaker, the classic car chase vehicle, the number 2 slot for Power Tour. Give her a title, whatever you want, but she's been a real good little girl for me. Although, being as old as she is, and she just turned over 180,000 miles this week, you've got to know how to talk to her. And if any of you guys are driving this era of car, no matter brand or model, you probably are talking to your car every day too. Come on, baby. I know that light's nothing important, right? Right? Okay? We're good to go? Good, let's do it. Anyway, what we have been doing is using this Rust-Oleum product, the textured, fine textured finish, and it's a like paint coating. I mean, it's textured paint, but it's made to cover a number of different things, metal, wood, more, lots more. If you read all of the instructions. And trust me, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, after 29 years in the pest control business, the biggest failure of any product, I don't care if it's paint, any kind of cleaning products, or pest control chemicals, people buy these things at their local outlet, whatever, and they see a picture on the label, and so they just go home and use it the way they think they should without ever reading the label. 98% of the product failures as far as killing bugs, getting a good finish on your paint project or anything else, is because you didn't follow the directions. Enough said. I just fell off my soapbox. Okay? So, I came out here today, relatively, very cloudy, very humid, but at least it's not raining. So, what I've been trying to do is continue with or texturing of the headliner forward to valve. Now, because of what we're dealing with today, we broke out the old Chicago electric power tool heat gun. This sucker will set your car on fire if you want to, but that's not the point or the purpose. So what I've been doing today is, because of the outside and ambient temperature, my spray cans are really cold. Now I've just about used this one up off camera. Now this one's full, brand new. So you can't really hear that stir ball because it's cold. And so what I did on this one and what I'll do on that one, we're using a heat gun at a low temperature setting to warm up the can and the interior propellants and paint and everything to get them more liquefied so they flow better, obviously. We all do better when we're hot than cold, right? And then coming in and applying it, as we've been doing it, into the areas that we're trying to get all filled in from the fiberglass mat and blah, blah, blah. Well, here's an interesting thing that I found out earlier as I was doing some of this and using that cam. With the heat gun, at least today, I can go in, put all my stuff down the way I need to, dab it out as we'll show you momentarily, and then come back with the gun, and I can actually take some of the pre-existing layer along with any new layering and actually form it more and fill in, re-warm it enough to where I can get a smoother finished in area. And a good example of that is right in here. I did this just a little while ago and run about 600 degrees, about 8 to 12 inches away from the surface, and just kind of working my blower over the existing material and kind of melting it in. Imagine that! Okay, my next trick to learn is how to roll over and beg for more food. Okay, so that's what we've got going on, and let's just see if I can find a place to put you guys over here that's not wet, because I have been doing a lot of different areas. I know. Let's walk over here and take a tour of the driveway. The one thing I'll say is we're finally getting to a point, at least with some of the trees, where most of the stuff has fallen out of the tree. So now I can spend the next 3 months trying to get it out of the yard. I love living in the Southeast, except for lawn care, because it's more like tree care, not lawn care. All right. I'm going to put you guys right here for the moment as I stumble back in the garage and prepare for the demonstration. Alrighty, we're ready to get down to some serious business now. Bend over, here it comes. No. All right. So, let me see here. I'm going to try this. Hang on a second. Give me some grace, guys. I just kind of threw this thing together, thinking about it a little bit ago. So there's not been a pre-production staff meeting today. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and work some more of this area here with the product, and then I'll bring you guys in closer to see what I'm doing. All right, now that we have liberally applied the product to the surface, what I'm going to do is come in here and I'm basically continuing to work this stuff down into the holes and, getting it more smoothed out. Move the material to areas where I need a little more. Okay, so now we've pretty well got everything smoothed down, more of a matte, less shiny. Like I said, we're trying to get this all worked down in, so the more that we can compress into the texture and not have a surface shine, that is more of what we're trying to get throughout the piece here. All right, that looks pretty good. Now, let's see what happens when we put a little heat to it. Dun, dun, dun. The laser 15,000. I apologize for any audio concerns here. This thing is a little loud. Hopefully you can see this where we're getting the drying process and the melding of the materials from the light reflection change. Now, I am running this on the lowest setting. It's running between 550 and 650 degrees Fahrenheit on the low fan setting. I'm not trying to cook anything. I'm just trying to actually provide for some drying process in this high humidity environment because of the conditions we're working in today. And it seems to be working pretty well. Now, my only consideration and concern would be that if you do this too quickly and try to dry this material too quickly, you're going to actually cause it to brittleize to where it's not going to hold its adhesion as well if it had cured in a more normal curing time. So, this is all kind of a new experiment, but that's something you want to keep into consideration. Obviously, this headliner is not going into service anytime in the next few days. So hopefully this will just help in the overall curing as it sits and continues to harden and bond. So let's go ahead and let this thing cool off. And I'm just going to set it over here so that we can still get some air moving across the surface as she cools off. So that's kind of what I'm doing here on a Saturday afternoon after, you know, did some other things, went and paid some bills and picked up some supplies, blah, blah, blah. Gonna do something tomorrow, hopefully on camera, with the fuel system. I'm kind of concerned over the last couple of starts on the old girl that we might have something going on with the fuel system. I don't think it's anything major. Well, you know, what you consider major. I've either got maybe a fuel filter that's got some junk in it and I'm not getting proper feed to my carb, or maybe, not knowing the age of the part, I may have a mechanical fuel pump that's not working as well as it should, and I suspect that may be the problem. But if it is, it's not a huge deal. The part's under 50 bucks and readily available, or somewhat readily available. I can get it within 24 hours. So we're gonna maybe check out the fuel system, see if the pump's pumping, if the filter's filtering, or if I'm just, you know, losing my mind. Listen, guys, I appreciate you following along. Thank you for subscribing, and please consider, if you're not, please subscribe. I'm not going to try to sell you t-shirts or anything, at least not yet. I mean, I still need to make some for me. But appreciate you watching, following along, sharing, comments. Please comment. I mean, I'm trying to bring you guys something that you're interested in with all the stuff I got around here. Not to mention, I'm thinking about doing a second channel about home repair. Yeah, right. That's going to be a good one. I can't get anything to work around here, right? Anyway, so y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.